Can you shut up, dude? Basically, quiet it down a little bit. So loud. So annoying. Somebody somewhere in this town wanted a kitten, didn't want to handle the responsibility of getting them fucking fixed. Having fun there. Get him to shut the fuck up. Anyway. 2 fixed cats to a good home. What do I mean by a good home? I mean, not just anyone will do. Seriously. I want to get rid of them, but I don't want to get rid of them just to get rid of them. Good home means you're not going to let them out to kill the birds out there, the western fence lizards, the skinks, the native wildlife, shit everywhere. Indoor cat life, or catio, or supervised outdoors. Low grain diet. Okay, that's a breadcrumb by their water right there. Because I was trying something out. But that is a container with activated charcoal, bamboo charcoal. Because that's the pH they need for their gut biota. Oh, kitten. Right? He still hasn't shut the fuck up. Have you? Yeah. They're going to need shots. They're going to need to get papers. They're going to need, like I said, low to no grain diet. Keep their minds active so they live longer and healthier. They're fixed now, so you won't have kittens from them. But there's plenty of fucking cats around here if you want more. Because these people are only adults in age. Only in age. I even know some freaking 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds with jobs. So it's not like these people were that special in that sense. Hell, I had a job at 16. I worked. I don't have that computer anymore, but I built my own like $1,000 computer, 1,000 something. Like the bar is so low. So look at them. All they can think about right now is that some other cat just came into the patio because the neighbors drove a car through my gate, broke the gate, and now other cats get in there and start pissing on things, marking them. Plus, they want to eat the birds that are out there. The one that just came into the patio and pissed on things is actually the one that took a bite out of him. Before I was like, nah, that's too much. I gotta take him in. And I took him in and took him to the vet, got him fixed. But now I've got double the cat routine. And he is annoying as shit. This one is so annoying. We're working on it. She's teaching him some things. But he's annoying because he's been so reinforced and set in his ways. Oh. Weather's a little dry. Skin's dry. I keep having to wash my hands like 100 times a day. But yeah. He is so set in his ways of behavior. He doesn't even. Oh, there's the other cat. Look. See, it's that fucker right there. He took a chunk out of this black cat. And then he had to get some stitches. So when I brought him in here, he still had his his freaking behavior of look at him. He still had his behavior of not having his balls clipped, so he tried to fight her. Took off some fluff because she's got some pretty thick fur. Fortunately, wasn't able to scratch or bite past that, but I had to break them up. But the weird tomcat territorial behavior is winding down slowly, but it's been like 2 weeks since he got his nuts clipped, so it's progress, but he's not ready yet to be an indoor cat completely. Her, I can leave the door open, and she doesn't run out most of the time. She knows indoors is home. You only go outside with permission. But him, oh wow, he has done some fucked up shit. He like tries to get in trouble almost like he wants to get like kicked out. I don't know how many houses he's been in. He does a meowing thing to try to like manipulate people to like feed him or let him out or give him attention or something. I do not know how many houses he's lived in, but when he got here, he was severely infected with tapeworm and lots of fleas, lots and lots of fleas. He wouldn't let me bathe him properly to get rid of the fleas. I mean, she gave me a hard time too, but not as difficult as him. So, yeah, his wiring, his brain chemistry is probably less percentage cat than it is worm, tapeworm. So, oh my god, the amount of medication that I've had to go through to get him clear of tapeworm. And because I wasn't able to bathe him properly, I think he picked up some fleas cleaning his fur after I got rid of most of them. So there was kind of like a re-infection, recontamination of his gut again with tapeworm. So I've been checking. I've had to check the litter box over and over again. I have to go when they're going to try to see. She's still clear. She didn't have a heavy infestation or whatever when she got here, but he did. Bad, bad. So that behavior is partially people probably reinforcing that behavior. The sort of like typical cliche manipulative cat only sees you as a way to get food behavior, and tapeworm and the tapeworm, because the tapeworm will restructure your brain based off of the hunger cravings they create, the type of food they make you crave due to deficiencies, the immunosuppression effect in order to reduce the inflammation that would otherwise reject them, force them to be digested by the digestive tract, um, and things that would prevent them from being able to attach themselves to the lining in the intestines. Basically, your own body's immune response is what they try to prevent from working properly. So they naturally reduce the immune response in the cat's body. The same tapeworm apparently is able to attach to people in their guts. So I've been worried, but cautious about, um, not hypochondriac, but cautious about them and tapeworms. And I thought you could get infected with the tapeworm segments in the dust that they release the little eggs in, but apparently a flea has to ingest the larva, the eggs, and the larva has to, kind of like, what is it, develop inside the gut of the flea larva and the flea, and then when it's an adult, the flea has to be ingested by the cat. But either way, however it gets into people, apparently it can't hold on to the inside of the intestine of a human too long. So at most it'll just be there for a little while, being able to hang on too long and pass through the system, not anchoring itself too permanently, but causing difficulties and health issues and whatnot. But yeah, definitely good reason to keep them inside if it wasn't already the damage they cause to the ecosystem. And that behavior, man. She's so respectful. Look at her. She knows what's up. She knows outside time and inside time. She knows the difference. She knows when to play. She bites a little hard when she plays, but she apologizes. It's pretty cool. So yeah, so to a good home, I'd love it if they could get chipped as soon as possible. Keep them indoors. You know, go ahead and rename them if you want. I asked a friend for a name suggestion, and the suggestion from Sophia was, um, the Russian word for lion. Um, and I took that suggestion and I figured lioness works. Him, I don't know. Oh, he's over there. There's something. He reminds me of an 8 ball in billiards. The black ball is a difficult circumstance, condition. It's in colloquial terms, like when you're blackballed, you're like between a rock and hard place, a very, mm, tight circumstances in terms of figuring a problem out. It's like, yeah, you know how like you're supposed to get the 8 ball in. I don't remember its last. I think there's 8 in its last. Um, I don't know, but I don't remember. But if you're blocked and you hit or sink the 8 ball in before. Sorry, I'm picking my nail. The dry weathers. I got a little bit of skin on my nail. Yeah, so I thought that kind of fit, but it doesn't really have a name. I just wanted to get them colors so I could send them off with a little name tag. It's not necessary, really. The biggest thing is already out of the way, getting them fixed. Behavior. He stopped meowing. Apparently, me talking and the cat showing up distracted him from his meowing. Probably doesn't want to be out there. Like he was asking to go out there because he'd get his ass kicked by the other cat. Although now that he's been fixed, he doesn't seem to have the aggressive territoriality that caused him to get his ass kicked in the first place. Well, actually, they both kicked each other's ass. It wasn't a one-way thing. But the other cat has so much more fur. He has longer hair, so it kind of protected him. But when he showed up again, he was under the weather, kind of sick, and yeah, these neighbors, these people, they don't really treat domesticated animals with all that much dignity, which I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, you go to the canal and they don't treat drug addicts or homeless people with that much dignity. They don't treat each other with much dignity. The word malinchista comes to mind. They don't want to elevate the bottom line. They don't want to elevate the lowest ranking position in society. They want to avoid being there and try to get on top of anybody who's beneath them or near them. And no, La Malinche was not a traitor. Necessarily, she belonged to a different tribe than the Aztecs, the Triple Alliance. But colloquially, these people are Malinchista. You could call them race traders in some contexts, classists, bit racist, or also montoneros, because nobody wants to fight one-on-one, nobody wants to fight clean, so they play their little group abuse dynamics. And you end up with that. Recently, I made a brief summary of it. Is the tapeworm, the dog, cat, tapeworm, and the flea don't have really much going on for them in terms of brains, but they work together. So as the flea tries to do what it needs to do to get by and survive, it inadvertently helps the tapeworm spread. Likewise, conversely, the tapeworm doesn't really give a shit about the flea. It doesn't even know what the fuck a cat is, or a dog. But as it does what it needs to do to get by and survive, it infects, diminishes the health, zombifies the cats and dogs, and helps the flea spread. Now these people, hey, I got a job. Hey, I got a family. Hey, do not give a shit about the ecosystem, about society in general, about ethics and dignity, as long as they can get by. And as they get by, the streets are filled with these little fuckers. And are they in full health? Of course not. Of course not. Why? Because that's not the culture they perpetuate. That's not the behavior that they encourage and reinforce. Those aren't the practices. Those aren't the ideas. Not only have I been called a faggot multiple times in this fucking neighborhood for so much as trying to take care of the dignity of defenseless, innocent animal by getting them fixed, getting them antibiotics, feeding them, giving them clean water and that shit. Um, they consider it a weakness, um, a distraction from priorities of getting shiny cars and big boom boxes, getting some clean sneakers, a girl with a booty and a snark in her charismatic, whatever. Like, seriously, man. Like, maybe I'm giving too much credit there, diverging into the describing the girl. As long as I could get laid and get a family. I don't know if you noticed there, another cat just came in here. It was the gray white cat. I put a flea collar on her. The one I took off of this orange cat, I put on the gray white cat. It still has a few months to go, but guess what the neighbors did? They cut it off. They cut it off. They removed the collar. And since then, well, I stopped feeding her for a while, and she got mean. And now she tries to fight these two whenever I go out there and let them out there. But yeah, the culture, the attitudes, that's the word, the attitudes towards doing the right thing is, it's like, what are you trying, who are you? Like, describe yourselves in the context of the undeniable problem of these stray cats and dogs. Just describe yourselves in the context of. What are you? But practically, virtually, parasites. Not all of them, but most of them. At least in this freaking neighborhood. Not talking about all of TJ, but at least in this neighborhood. Actually, a lot of the neighborhoods in TJ too, now that I think about it. Yeah. But only one I know for sure is this one. It's pretty fucking bad with these people. As long as I got mine, as long as my shit. I know so many people saw the neighbors drive a car through my front gate. What did they do about it? It's like, dude, I'm out there, like, I'm hobbling on crutches. Crutches. Brace on my fucking broken leg, trying to figure out who the fuck, why the fuck, and what the fuck. And what do? They play stupid. A color that suits them so well. Oh, right, and then last night. Yeah, hold on. I'm going to pause it so I can see this. Right, so unpause. Have you a look. Bunch of manure. Just strewn on the street right there. Clustered around the planter for that tree. And then last time I saw that the eucalyptus, that one, and that little pine that they planted in the spot, got a load of that. From my guess, considering that's not their priorities, my educated, informed guess is they probably did a job where they required to use manure, compost. Looks like manure, it's not composted. And they had leftovers. So they dumped it there so that they could clear their car. because it doesn't look like a full load. It's not even a metric yard, cubic yard or whatever. Yeah. So, yay, they're leftovers. Lovely. Anyway, looks like I was able to actually get 4 of the 5 pollinated. I didn't think I needed to do anything to pollinate those right there. I think the hummingbirds did it for me. Can never fuck off enough to let me get anything done around here. But their strength and I'm sorry, my acids numbers like flea infestation. Fucking race traders, man. I swear to fucking God. And I could mean the human race. I could mean Mexicans, which isn't really even a race. Not that there's anything that even is a real race. But yeah.